whole reason I wore black was so I could change the stairs. So I could be the stage front. Lyneise Williams and T.J. Anderson and Paul Miller. I thought I'd give each of these guys a chance to respond, and then we'll take the microphone out to you guys.
I asked Professor Williams, could I go first? First, I want to say what's happened here today. What you may not realize is that you have just seen a presentation of a genius. And what he has presented to you is the future of the arts in many ways. If you think of artists as persons that create singularly, you're missing the whole point. What you have is a cultural anthropologist that documents the culture. And by fusion, he brings all of these things together in a presentation which appeals to your sensitivities, so that the whole future of art is on an axis that's shifting tremendously. I heard a lecture yesterday by Professor Terry Smith at the National Humanities Center. And he is the leading authority in the world on the definition of contemporary art. And what he demonstrated there was that the concept of modernity or modern is dead, and that the future of art is actually the future of contemporary, the word contemporary. And what he showed was art from all over the world that fit his definition of what's futuristic or what the future art is in terms of globalization. Now, the art that he presented was art from museums, Aborigines art, art from Africa, art from Asia, art from all over the world, with this sense of definition of what globalization means. And the future is clearly presented in this presentation that you heard. I think you're indeed fortunate to have heard this lecture, because it gives you a context of where the world is going. And if you're not thinking in terms of the future, I would say you're in trouble in terms of globalization and its effect on your life. I mean, the immediate effect right now is that we're lacking water. I mean, a lot of people want to ignore things that are happening all about them, and the relationship of what the environment is to what they do every day. So I'm saying that I feel very fortunate that we have this marvelous artist here, this cultural anthropologist, and I wondered, I don't have any questions. I'll leave the questions to Professor Williams. But I'm very proud of what you do, particularly in terms of the African American perspective, in terms of historical scope. And I think that's one of the things that it's a thread that goes throughout all of your works, and I think it's very important for all people to understand that. And in closing, I would like to say that I heard Fats Waller. I'm not one of those that got the joint is jumping on the record. I heard him at the Howard Theater when I was a teenager, so I've heard Fats Waller, and I think that your use of the historical context of a culture that's really the vibrant culture of the United States, I think is marvelous. Now I'll pass it on to my colleague.